Hi everyone, welcome to StunnerShare. So today we are going to see the Nifty analysis, and we will also see a few of the comments first, and then we'll move on to the Nifty analysis. So let's move on to this video. So very good explanation. I have a doubt on March 5 and 6. I think I have explained this video in the other, in this video. I have explained about this, and then the comment, one more reply for this, like I have noticed this, but weekly CPI levels in that reversal for the week starting 4/3/2024 would also add support if I'm not wrong. Most likely that can be taken as a reason. Anyway, I will wait for StunnerShare to explain. So what I would reply for this particular point here is, you have to understand that we have covered all the chapters in Secret of Pivot Bus book except money zone levels. Okay, and in the last chapter and the last topic is higher time frame pivot zones. That is what we have discussed. So if you have gone through those videos, then this reply is a valid one, and many will be knowing about that. This reply is a valid one, and many will acknowledge for it. But let me also show what he is trying to say. Let me go to Nifty futures here, and let me also go to Nifty futures here, and I will use 15 minutes here, and I will use daily pivots, and that should be fine. And okay, so the date what he has mentioned is on 3rd of April. 3rd of April, seriously? Okay, 3rd of April or 3rd of March. I'm not exactly sure of the date what he has mentioned, but let me go to March 3rd itself. But March 3rd is okay, maybe March 4th. Okay. So we are here, and then I'll remove the drawings. I'll go to CPR, and I'll go to 1 hour time frame in this, and I'll go to weekly time frame. So we are on May 4th here, and we are going to May 4th on here as well. Sorry, March 4th. Sorry for the confusion. March 4th here as well. So what is that he's trying to say here is, like, we are facing, like, the query here is how to trade a lower value CPR, etc, etc. And here he is saying, and I also said that Virgin CPR was also coming over there, and now his point is weekly CPR is also there. So if I go to this particular topic, okay, this is on an intraday time frame. In intraday time frame, if you could see that there is like some activity has happened. Okay, downside or upside, some activity has happened. And if you go to this particular side where, okay, whatever is captured here, right? Okay, let me go over here again. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, 7th. Okay, 4 days. Whatever captured here on a daily pivots and intraday time frame, that is what got captured here. Okay, that is what got captured here. So what is his point is that here it has taken support. Okay, my explanation was that I was just concentrating on the intraday pivots, and I was saying like Virgin CPR is coming over there, and it taken support over here, and next day it was a previous day's low was there, and it has taken a support. But what is his point is also a valid one. What he says is like weekly CPR is here, and that is also a reason why the market took support. I would say perfect reason. Okay, Virgin CPR, if you ask me if that is not a perfect reason, no, that is also a perfect reason. But I would say this is how you need to apply pivot bus concepts. Okay, so if you go to the last chapter of the video which I have already uploaded, you can see that I have discussed on this particular topic. It is a higher time frame pivot zones is the chapter name, and here we have discussed about this. Whenever a higher time frame CPR zone is there, see, basically CPR zone is a support taking zone or resistance facing zone. Okay, if it is working for daily time frame, it will work for weekly pivots also, it will work for monthly pivots also. So his concept is like it is also here, and that is why it has taken support. A valid reason you can consider like these also. So my analysis would be like, okay, now let me not go through the other comments. Let me go through the other comments in the later point of the video or in another separate video. Now going forward, what we will do is like we will do the analysis on weekly pivots, mark those zones, as well as intraday time frame pivots, and let's see what is going to work and what's not going to work, and we will do those analysis as well. Now coming to 1 hour time frame, and in a weekly pivot. So now let us go for a higher time frame. So higher time frame in the sense we'll go for 1 month. So on a monthly chart, what I could see is that the market is going upside. Okay, the market is trying to go upside. These bars are gray, but let's assume these bars are in green color. Not assume these bars are in green color. Let me check that. Okay, now let me go to monthly time frame. Let me close this pivots and let me go over here. Okay, these bars are green in color, and if you see, the volumes are coming down. Okay, this is a divergence when comparing to the price and volume. The price is going upside, but the volume is dropping side, and that is not a good thing actually. And the candles are not much stronger. Will you say this candle is stronger, or will you say these candles are stronger? Okay, these are the good candles, strong candles, and then a pullback and then went upside. But these are weak candles, and I also see a divergence in the price. So we are not sure like how this will take Nifty further. Now let me go to weekly time frame. On a weekly time frame, if you could see the prices, the prices is trying to go upside. Okay, but how long it can go, where it can go, we are not able to say. Okay, in weekly time frame, we are not able to say that. So if you use the moving average, no concepts, because it has taken support at the 20 moving average and it is going further. So let me go to yearly pivots here. So if you go to yearly pivots, so what I see here is it is going into a zone of double pivot zone. Okay, let me labels. Yeah, correct. Okay, this pink color is a H3 and this black color is the R1. So it is entering into the yearly double pivot zone. So what will happen on a double pivot zone? Already explained in Secret of Pivot Boss book concepts. Kindly visit that video so that you will be able to understand what is that. So the price right now, it is trying to enter this zone. Okay, when it enters this zone, it can face some resistance. And also one more point is to say that we have 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Only 5 days of trading days left in Nifty index for the expiry. And even for the pivots. When June starts, we will have a fresh levels, and as this CPR is actually upside. Actually, this CPR or this current month values or the price is going upside. The expectation is that it can form a higher value CPR. So how we are going to react on that higher value CPR, that actually matters. What I would tell you on this day, this particular week, what I will tell you is that trade with cautious note. Okay, trade with cautious note, because there is a resistance zone coming in, and we are not sure what will happen at the resistance zone. And also don't carry forward any positions for next week, because election results is also coming, and that will have a huge impact when you are going through carrying the positions. So stay light. Right now on a yearly pivots, I would say that the market might face some resistance at yearly Y3 and yearly R1. Okay, and where it can go further, that is a different concept which we have to check. And now let me go to the daily time frame. I'm going into the daily time frame and I'm using the monthly pivots now. Clear? So now what I would see is that this is on a monthly pivots, and what happened this month is that candle opened above the CPR, higher value CPR, came towards the CPR but closed below the CPR. Finally, it took support at the S1 of the pivots. S1, it has taken support and then started moving up. Again passed on through the CPR. Now it has gone and touched the H3 zone and trying to go up. So how long it can go up, that will be a question. I would say that it can go towards R4, which may be around 23,300, and after that what's going to happen is the next question. So we have to wait and watch in the case of daily pivots. Now let me again highlight the yearly pivots. Let me mark this zone. Okay, let me mark this zone. This is called as yearly. Okay, this one, the blue color one, is called as the yearly pivots resistance, which we are expecting it might come through. And now on a monthly pivot on a daily time frame, I could see R2 of the monthly is also coming in, and I'm expecting same zone to act as a resistance. So this will again act as a resistance. Okay, this zone will again act as a resistance for in the case of monthly. Okay, let me put it in a different color maybe. Okay, this will act as a different case of monthly. And now what else we can see is that we have to go into weekly time frame, and let's shift it to hourly chart, weekly pivots and hourly chart. Now what is expected is that we have to see few things here. Now we have a virgin CPR here. So let me draw that virgin CPR here. So this is for weekly, so we have to consider this is only for weekly, and this is a virgin CPR zone which we are seeing for next week. Okay, not only next week, this will extend, but for next week analysis, this is the virgin CPR we see. And the expected resistance zones are here. So the most probably the resistance we might expect to around 23,400. Right now we are in 23,000. So a 2% move can be expected in Nifty, and a downside move, if you see, it can come towards 22,300, which is a 700 points move. So we have to trade cautious in Nifty. This is not the zone where you wanted to go for a fresh long now, and this is not a zone where you have to go for a fresh short now. Right now we know the resistance levels in monthly chart and in monthly pivots and in yearly pivots, and also we know the support zone at the weekly CPR. Weekly CPR, which is a virgin CPR. Is that enough? No. We have to move towards tomorrow's pivot. So we will come to know what is the CPR zone for coming week. Coming week weekly chart, what is the CPR zone? So if you notice that coming week CPR zone is this. Okay, coming week CPR zone is this. What is the color we can give? We'll give it a pink color maybe. Okay, coming week or a different color. We should not spoil our eyes as well. So I'll look at red. Okay, that is okay. So this is the CPR zone for coming week, and it is also a bullish golden pivot zone. Why bullish golden pivot zone? Because we see the L3 lying between the CPR. So that is called as the bullish golden pivot zone we are seeing for next week. So we can expect some sort of support taking activity to happen in this zone. Why support taking activity? Because as long as the price is above the CPR, support taking activity can happen. If the price closes below the CPR, then resistance activity can be seen. And if the price closes below the CPR, we can still expect the price to come towards this zone where the virgin CPR is lying. Okay. And now let me go to 15-minute time frame, and let me use the daily pivots first, and then I will go for tomorrow's pivots. So this is the daily pivots. So as per the daily pivots, if you also notice, the CPR which formed on Friday, okay, the CPR which formed on Friday, that is also a virgin CPR, and that virgin CPR and tomorrow next week's weekly CPR are at the same place. So that means that this particular CPR zone can act as a good support zone as well as resistance zone. As long as the price stays above the CPR, it will form a support zone. If the price closes below the CPR, then it can act as a resistance zone. Clear? So right now we have done the analysis for till Friday. Now let us see what can be expected on Monday. Now let me close all these. Now let me go to tomorrow's pivots for Monday. So for Monday, what I see is that CPR is a one single line CPR. Why single line CPR? Because it is a narrow CPR and we can expect some sort of move, whether upside or downside. That is what we are going to check. And one more thing, what you can also see is that, 1 minute, clone. Okay, now this is the low. Okay, this is the low of Friday, and that is where actually the virgin CPR of Friday and the virgin CPR and the CPR of next week is also lying. Okay, so we could see that this is the zone where it is lying. So my expectation is that if at all price stays above, it can, or if it is coming down also, it can come towards this particular zone of support and then bounce back and to go further upside. And if at all, if it is going upside, it can face some resistance over here. So let me mark it. So here, this blue is nothing but the yearly double pivot zone. Okay, yearly double pivot zone. Clear? And now let me go over here, and this is called as monthly resistance zone. Okay, R2 was there, right? Monthly resistance zone. And this is nothing but the weekly current next week CPR. Next week CPR plus Friday virgin CPR, and we are not done yet, and this is called as weekly virgin CPR. Clear? And this single line is there, right? And that is called as previous day low. Clear? I think we are done now. Clear? Let me do some analysis. Let me put like this. Clear? So now we have marked all these zones. Now you actually know. Now let me close this virgin CPR not the virgin CPR. Let me highlight all these. Remove this. Okay, and let me close this as well. So this is the previous day low, and this is the previous day high. Okay, so we know for what is going to happen for next week. So what can be expected for next week is that if the as per let's go as per the content what is told in CPR. If the CPR is a narrow CPR and if the previous day high or previous day low is broken, then the trending nature is highly possible. Assume if previous day high is broken, it can go towards double pivot zone of yearly, where it can face resistance here also, or it can face resistance here also, or it can face resistance here also. It is not that just because I have named here, it has to face resistance here. It can face resistance here or here or here, because the entire zone is called as the double pivot zone of yearly. Okay, and or it can face resistance over here also, because monthly resistance R2 is also there. So tomorrow the expectation is that as if the prices open above the previous day low and starts trending, then it can go over here and face some resistance. Or if the price is opened flat at the CPR, then the possibility of coming towards previous day low and it can take support over there. Why? Because it has the next week CPR as well, and it has the virgin CPR as well. And if it takes support, it can go further up, but still it has to break this previous day high convincingly to go further upside. And also you also need to be very sure that if there is no support taking activity here, and if the candles are going to close below this zone, which is a good support zone, where you see the next week CPR as well as the Friday CPR, if the price is able to close below this zone, then ultimately it can come to weekly virgin CPR. Okay, so trade cautiously. I have marked and given you all the possible levels in Nifty. If you see, I have given you the weekly CPR, weekly virgin CPR, Friday virgin CPR, previous day high, previous day low, you can easily notice. Yearly double pivot zone we have noticed, and monthly resistance zone also we have noticed. And there will be one question. You have marked all these zones, that is okay, but why you have not marked weekly CPR zone and monthly CPR zone? This question will come for everyone. Let me answer that. Okay, now let me go to monthly CPR. If you see, monthly CPR is over here. Okay, this is the monthly CPR, and that is where the weekly virgin CPR is also there. Clear? Monthly CPR is here, and that is where the weekly CPR also there. So this is the place where you might see some good support taking activity to happen. Clear? So my expectation is that if next week if the market is also market has to fall, it may not go below this weekly CPR zone. So that is what my expectation on monthly pivots. Now let me go to yearly pivots. In the case of yearly pivots, the CPR is lying way below. So it is obviously not to consider that. As long as if this zone does not break, we need not worry about the yearly CPR zone. Clear? So I have for this comment, I have explained in a detailed way. I hope this will help you to understand what's next for Nifty. I would say that at the bottom level, I am not expecting Nifty to close below 22,800 for next week. If 22,800 is not closed below, then we will trend upside or we will stay upside. If that breaks, then the possibility of coming towards 22,300 is highly there, which I am not expecting to happen next week. And in the upside case, I am expecting Nifty to face resistance between 22,350 to 22,450. So if the previous day high is getting crossed, then that is the previous day high and the previous week high remains the same. So if that is getting crossed, then the possible zone of 22,350 to 450 can be reached, and there we can face some resistance in Nifty. If that resistance is faced, again it can pull back towards the weekly CPR, and that is over here. So these are the analysis I've shared. On the upside, what would be the limit, and downside, what will be the limit, and in the downside, what is the zone which we can expect to take some support. So let's see how the market is going to behave for next week, and accordingly we will see whether this multiple time frame analysis using multiple time frame pivots is going to help us or not. If you feel the content is good, and if you feel the knowledge is really good, please share this video to your friends and family, and ask them to support the channel, and ask them to learn something good with respect to CPR, where they will be able to go to the market prepared well before. Okay, before the market opens itself, you will be able to prepared in a prepared way, you will be able to go further. So that is what I have covered in this video. I hope this video makes some sense. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for more videos.